Hey everyone, today we're diving into a topic that's been kicking around a lot lately, the so-called crisis of masculinity. You have probably heard the term thrown around, but what does it really mean? And why is it becoming such a hot topic, especially with the rise of social media and some, let's say, controversial ideas coming from radical feminist groups? In this video, we're going to unpack this crisis, look at its root causes, and talk about how men can stay true to themselves without getting bogged down by all the external pressure. Social media is undeniably woven into the fabric of our lives. On the one hand, it gives us incredible opportunities to connect, express ourselves, and suck up information. But on the other, it also creating these unrealistic standards that everyone's chasing. And unfortunately, those standards often hit men pretty hard. You see endless examples of successful men, rich, ripped, losing confidence. But rarely do you think about what's behind that facade. The insecurity, the emptiness, the need for constant validation. Essentially, social media is turned into a conformative machine where being yourself takes a backseat to getting likes and approval. Guys, especially younger ones, start comparing themselves to these idealized images and feel like they're falling short as they don't measure up. This can lead to apathy, a loss of drive, and a real blurring of their own identity. What's more, the algorithms on these platforms are designed to amp up emotional responses, often the negative kind. That creates this constant atmosphere of anxiety and uncertainty about the future, which definitely chips away at the guy's confidence. There is no denying that feminism has played a crucial role in fighting for women's rights. However, in recent years, we've even seen the rise of RadFem, radical feminists, movements that sadly seem to be pushing hate towards men instead of equality. They create this stereotypical picture of the toxic macho who needs to be constantly put down and controlled. Suddenly, there are endless lists of red flags, sign of an abuser that are often just harmless personality traits or even normal quirks. Young women, influenced by these ideas, start seeing every guy as a potential enemy. The result? Men are afraid to make a move, express their feelings, or just to be themselves. They're constantly under pressure and terrified of being labeled an abuser. It breaks down relationships between men and women and fuels this crisis of masculinity for sure. So, where does all this leave us? With increased rates of depression, anxiety, alcoholism, and drug abuse among men. A lot of guys feel lost, lonely, and misunderstood. They don't know how to find their place in a world where they're constantly being criticized and judged. But there's a way out. First, we need to think critically about the information we're getting from social media. Don't believe everything you see. Remember that reality often looks a lot different from those perfect images. Second, we need to build our own self-esteem and confidence. Don't let other people's opinions define your worth. Third, we need to support each other. Men need to come together and share their problems, not bottle them up inside. Getting mental health support and therapy needs to become the norm and not a sign of weakness. That's what will actually create a healthier and fairer society. So, we looked at the complex connections between social media, radical feminism, and the masculinity crisis. It's important to remember that masculinity is a complex and multifaceted thing that shouldn't be boxed into narrow stereotypes and prejudices. The challenge for every man is to find his own path, staying true to himself and his values. Hopefully, this video has given you something to think about and will inspire you to explore this important topic further. Thanks for watching.